Namaste. Namaste means the divine within me honors the divine within you. So let's see, today is another manifestation success story, or law of attraction success story, if you'd like to call it that. I really like the word manifestation better. I think we are in co-creation with the divine. If you don't believe it though, you won't see it. You basically see what, in good part, what you believe. I believe we are divine beings. We have a certain amount of effect in the world. Then there are things swirling around us. If we can kind of work with those energies, we can be much more, much happier lives and feel that we really have an impact and have some choices in our lives. So let's see, this law of attraction, I have 2 apartment stories, but I mean, I am not making this stuff up. I was looking for an apartment in a suburban area, and I went, and the one that I remember before I really got the positive was, I looked at an apartment and it was just dismal. I'm sure you guys, you've had that, or you've looked at a house, it's just dismal. You walk in, the landlord showed it to me and was just sort of like, you know, I mean, I wouldn't have shown that to a person. It hadn't been painted since the tenant moved out, and was pretty just sort of torn up, you know. It didn't, the amount of rent, this did not justify, okay, in this apartment. And I was really sad because, being a positive person, which is very important, I was like, oh, you know, I know there's something great out there in this price range, and I really thought this was it because it was in quite a nice area, a nice town that I liked. So I left, but I was really kind of down. Luckily, I was able to just talk to myself, and that is really important. You can't manifest from a place of being down. I just suddenly, something came into me, and I said, you know what? This is not what I'm looking for. This isn't acceptable. I got out a piece of paper, and so I recommend, this is a technique I recommend. Later that evening, I got out a piece of paper and I said, write down what it is you do want. And almost invariably, literally, and this is why I do believe in manifestation, when I write something down clearly, it happens. So I wrote down, these are some of the things that I remember. I wanted a backyard with a garden. I mean, it was very specific. I wanted to be able to garden in the backyard. The backyard had to be beautiful. I wanted it on a quiet street. I wanted a wonderful landlord. Really nice, but doesn't bother me at all. You know, not an intrusive landlord. I'm trying to think of what, they were very, very specific. There were like 5 specifics, which is why it was so amazing. And I did sort of an interesting thing, and I'm talking to my people who hopefully understand me, spiritual people who are with this. I felt like, you know what, trees, I really believe, I mean, trees are alive. I don't think they're just like stupid things standing there. I believe that they have a degree of intelligence and sentience, awareness, okay, awareness. They're not dead. Right? They're alive, so they have an intelligence. And I literally prayed. I said, you know, because my feeling was in this place there were a lot of trees. It was a very, very beautiful area. And I said, amongst yourselves, do you know the land? Native Americans have a name for like trees. They call them like the standing beings. Okay, so this is not totally weird. But I got the word brethren. It kept coming to me. Can you speak to your brethren? I literally was in the car, had the window rolled down, and I said, speak to your brethren. Please help me. This is what I want, what I want to manifest. And I felt, and I still feel like trees, and I know I read something scientifically. Scientists are starting to find out some of this, but of course they don't consider it woo-woo. But there are ways that different plants actually communicate amongst themselves. Okay, this is starting to become science. I know, and I pictured it through the air, that they communicate with each other or through their roots, that they're not just separate from each other growing. It's not a dead universe, people. Everything is alive. So literally, and again, this is why it's law of attraction, not just like typical, okay, yeah, I searched for an apartment. I want to say 3 days later, I opened up the paper, as I had been doing, because you have to take the steps, of course, and something just jumped out at me. And it was the very next thing I saw. So after seeing that horrible apartment that upset me so much, I wrote down what I wanted. The next apartment that I saw had everything. It had a garden in the back. Now I know I said it was a suburban area. Some of the yards are just plain. The landlord had a garden in the back. Like, you could grow vegetables and plants, which is what I had wanted. She, in fact, gave me, she had a plot she wasn't using. She said, go ahead, use it. She was incredibly nice, but incredibly private. Not intrusive at all, even though she lived in the house. Incredibly nice, like I said. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was exactly like the price that I wanted. And I had written all-inclusive. And it was all-inclusive. And she even said to me, her friends told her the price is too low. And it was a very low price. I had just written that down. Okay, including all utilities. And she even said, you know what, I have internet. I'm not going to charge you for that either. I mean, I have the internet anyway. I'm using it. Go ahead. It's fine. So the price I asked for, which was low for the area, okay, I wanted all-inclusive, even though I knew that price was low. I got all of that. I got the garden. Oh, there was more. I wanted it to be walking distance to the downtown area so that I didn't always have to use my car. It was just exactly at the distance where you would walk, not too far, not too close, because I wanted it to be walking distance, but I also wanted it to feel very tranquil and quiet. It was exactly that. You hit a certain point and it felt like you were not near the town center at all. It was amazing. As I said, it was the next apartment I looked for. It met everything on my checkbox. Oh, excepted cats. Everything that I needed, boom, 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 boom. It's about clarity. I'm going to link to that clarity video again. It's about belief and clarity. The thing that makes this work is meditation. You have to meditate. It'll make it so much easier. Not just so you can get these results. The meditation itself is the result. Your mind will be calmer, clearer, and then it's as if there's a power to the mind. There is a power to the mind, and then you're distilling it through meditation, okay? So that is actually really, really key component, if not the key component. Blessings, my dear. Namaste. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.